So today I decided to tell you a story about the day I was convinced I was going to die. So a couple of years ago, I visited a friend of mine who lives out in Arizona. She and I had been roommates in grad school, kind of like a sister to me. And the one thing I really wanted to do going out in Arizona was to go to hot springs, which I had never done before. And because I felt too lazy to go to the hot spring that requires like a 5-mile canoe ride, I was thinking that the one that you could just drive to is going to be the best bet, right? I found out I was very wrong. So we're driving to get to the hot spring. We're starting off on a reasonable road, like a nice paved road, but then it takes a right turn. And it turns into this road that is gravelly, and you know those ones that aren't really maintained well, so there's like rocks and boulders coming up from underneath, right? So we basically had a Mario Kart situation on our hands. A few things to know is that my friend, who I love dearly, has raging unmedicated ADHD. And so even under the best of circumstances, when there's like a 4-lane highway that she's in charge of driving, I'm still usually afraid for my life in some capacity. But now we're driving on this very narrow road that is not paved well. One side is fine because there's a mountain, but on the other side, you will drop off to your death. So the other thing to know is that I am deathly afraid of exactly that circumstance. Anytime I'm driving and I'm too near the edge where I can just fall off, my brain only imagines the worst case scenarios. So as she's driving and these boulders are coming in our way, she is jerking the car this way and that to dodge them, and all I see is that she is going straight for the cliff. So it's been a couple of minutes of this. I already think that my anxiety can't handle anything else, but again, I am wrong. So we turn a corner, and little do I know that cattle graze on this mountain. So there are 2 full-size cows blocking our way in the car. And they start to get up close, they beep the horn, trying to make them aware of our presence, trying to get them to move out of the way. And so eventually they do, right? And we start to eke by. Now, fortunately, we were eking by on the mountainside, so I wasn't really afraid I was going to die at that particular moment. And I think, okay, I've made it through, right? Surely it can't get worse than this. Again, this is the day of me being wrong about things. So we turn another corner, and what do we have but a cow with its calf? And I'm thinking, if anybody's going to charge at our car, it's going to be this mama cow, right? And this time, unfortunately, we are not on the mountainside. We are having to drive right along the cliff around this cow with its calf. And my friend's boyfriend has the brilliant idea to stop the car as we're driving past so he can get a video, right? And then, you start to hear like the huffing and the puffing, and it is very much time to go. The problem is that we can't go more than 5 miles an hour safely. So we're trucking along trying to get out safely. We come around another bend. This time there's 4 cows, and at this time I'm just in a place of total acceptance of my imminent death, right? There's a point at which you just know something terrible is going to happen, so it doesn't become scary anymore. I was very much there at this point. Somehow we make it past that. It's ultimately 20 miles of just sheer terror until we get to the bottom. Then I find out that's not even where the hot springs are. We have to cross a river to get to the hot springs. My friend had brought me water shoes, and if you may have noticed, I'm not a large person, and she is a normal-sized person. And so I look like a little kid playing dress-up with their mommy's clothes as I'm putting her water shoes on and then trying to walk across this very fast-moving river, and needless to say, those shoes didn't last very long. So I helplessly was trying to scramble at them as they flew off my feet and went downriver. So I eventually do, as a matter of fact, make it across. Then there's just a very short walk, and I finally get to the hot springs. There's a couple of people who are already there. No surprise, probably to all of you, they are all hippies who don't like the idea of clothes. It's fine. So I get into the hot springs, and I finally let the stress of the day decompress, right? I'm taking a few deep breaths, really appreciative of the fact that I'm still alive, which I was pretty dicey a couple points in the drive. So I'm taking a few deep breaths. I'm closing my eyes and trying to appreciate the beauty of the area around me. The beauty of the river next to me, of the open sky, of the fresh air. And then I hear a friendly voice. And so I open my eyes, ready to take in the beauty around me, and what do I find but a very self-confident man with his testicles and his penis dangling right in my face. So that was my reward for surviving all the way to the end of that Mario Kart horror drive and making it all the way to my hot springs in Arizona. Anyways, thank you.